I mean, flat out phenomenal. All the kids that participated on Pro Day, hats off to you. God bless you. The people that came in support, the coaches from the SWAC schools and various schools that came there to stand for your kid. Hey, I love you. 24 teams. 24 teams came to witness our kids yesterday in its entirety. And I appreciate you. But there's 32 teams in this Crayola box. Therefore, the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Texans, the Bills, the Buccaneers, the Ravens, the Panthers, the Browns, the Vikings, and the Eagles. Where art thou? You could have sent somebody, man. You could have shown up just a little bit, but I guarantee you that you're gonna go to Mississippi State and Ole Miss. I guarantee you're gonna show up there. I understand. You saying they have more talent. I understand. But guess what? We coming.
Yeah, so Coach Simmons here. You know, I'm gonna be as unbiased as possibly be, right? Somebody gonna say, "Hey, Coach, remember back when Grambling did the same thing? You called out Grambling. Why didn't you call out Jackson State?" I'm gonna show you why it's not the same. First of all, this your man, Coach Simmons here. Give me a like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna break down why people are upset, but why it's different and why I can actually help. Yeah, call it the spin room if you want to. So everybody remembers last week during the Jackson State Pro Day, Coach Prime was upset that 10 teams didn't show up. And he went ahead and named those teams. The Dolphins, the Broncos, the Texans, the Bills, the Buccaneers, the Ravens, the Panthers, the Browns, the Vikings, and the Eagles. Where art thou, he says. Well, the difference between Coach Prime calling out those 10 teams that didn't show up and Coach Jackson basically saying that he's exposed the NFL. Reason why the NFL won't blackball Coach Jackson, Coach Sanders, because he didn't call out the NFL. He called out 10 teams. But on the call out on those 10 teams, it's something very different. We're going to get very in depth. All right? So remember, the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Texans, the Bills, the Buccaneers, the Ravens, Panthers, Browns, Vikings, and Eagles. So let's go start with the Baltimore Ravens. What do they need? Outside linebacker, left tackle, cornerback, inside linebacker, D tackle, nose tackle, OC, LG, and receiver. Now there may be players on this field who can translate to those positions, but mainly they were not there. Now, for the Ravens, the biggest gripe with their ass is they're the NFL team that runs the defense the most closely to Jackson State. It's the most close to. Now, I do the way that Jackson State and the team Mississippi did when they brought out the rising players, that would have had my interest. Because looking at outside linebacker, left tackle, I mean, we know the SWAC is not good at linemen. Cornerback, CJ Holmes looks interesting. Inside linebacker, Keontae Hampton would look marvelous. I mean, Keontae Hampton at Baltimore will be a freaking problem. D tackle, nose tackle, OC, LG, receiver. Everybody's trying to get Antonio Brown to go with Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson needs more of a Alvin Harper to his Jerry Rice. I'm sorry, to his Michael Irvin. A Johnny Taylor to his Jerry Rice. Um, a late round pick possibility. Receivers in SWAC, Mississippi in general, are deep. You could have definitely got a Pringle to go. Pringle as either a third or a fourth receiver would be a huge pickup. Corbin would be a huge pickup. The Ravens missed out. Basically, they were the team that was the most set. Then you look at Buffalo, running back, left guard, receiver, definitely, but they don't really have any needs that the SWAC would have needed. Now next year, or definitely, if you're looking at, excuse me, looking at like Grambling or Tyson Alexander. Tyson Alexander will be a great fit to Buffalo with a switch up because the days of having that bell cow running back are over with. So we got to have a backfield. And with Singletary and Alexander, that could be a big issue in Buffalo. Receivers, they need to have a speedster. They're not looking for a possession receiver. Carolina. Carolina is everybody. I mean, everything. They should have definitely been there. They should go to every pro day. They have pro days in Japan. They should be over there. QB. I'm going to say this, and people will think I'm crazy. Felix Harper is better than Sam Darnold. When you have a team that does not have a line, you need a quarterback that is mentally secure. And that's one thing we can agree. Sam Darnold is not mentally secure. He is not stable enough to run the offense. Felix Harper gives you the best chance to win the way that team is currently constructed. Him in the backfield with McCaffrey will be an issue. RPOs will be crazy with that. Once again, inside linebacker, outside linebackers, everything that was on display at that pro day was quarterback, inside linebacker, outside linebacker, cornerback, couple of deep tackles, and possession receivers. I see everything that Carolina needs right there. Let's keep going. Bears were there. Okay. Bengals were there. Browns. They can definitely use a backup quarterback. If you're not going to keep Baker Mayfield, why not get Felix Harper? Have him back up Deshaun Watson for a year or two while Deshaun Watson's on suspension. Hey, he's a more stable quarterback than Baker Mayfield is. May not have the arm strength, but he's a fast learner. And the man is there. In the end, you got D ends, man. But if you need a defensive end, James freaking Houston is right there. Have a rotation with Garrett, I believe Clowney's still over there, I believe. And James Houston as a third selection? Come on, man. That's crazy. And once again, receivers, you just got rid of OBJ, you just got rid of Landry, so you have Amari Cooper, and you need some more receivers. You can never have enough short-handed receivers. You gotta get. I mean, that was a plethora of what was going on, and the 40 time when you wide out were crazy. Everybody ran a 4-3. You know Dallas was there. They better have been there. Denver. Once again with Denver, I kind of get it because, like I said, inside linebacker wasn't really a tight end type deal. They have tight ends who can play, but it wasn't like some that were going to jump off the board. But you're definitely looking at inside linebacker, and you're definitely looking at the corner and safety, especially with the 40 times that were ran. Detroit, no. Green Bay was there because, yeah. Houston. There is a saying the Houston Texans could have picked everybody up from that damn tryout and had a better team. You had no reason not to be there. There's a tryout at Lamar Middle School in Austin, Texas. Lamar Middle School for the 7th grade team, your ass need to be there. Y'all need right tackle, DN, wheel linebacker, free safety, cornerback, Sam linebacker, strong safety, running back, wide receiver, D tackle, right guard. Bruh. The depth was there. But we're going to see these teams. Colts, okay. Jaguars. No, KC was there. Chargers. Rams. Basically, what I'm telling you is this. Minnesota. Bruh. Basically, what I'm telling you is this. The teams that did not show up were the teams that need the most talent. Whether it's 4th round, 5th round draft picks, free agents, these teams needed to be at every single pro day. And I think the difference of what's going to happen when you look at what Coach Prime did and what Coach Jackson did, I'm not saying he's going to shame these teams into drafting somebody, because one thing you don't want to be is that token draft pick. You don't want to be, well, we got embarrassed, so we got to go ahead and draft somebody from their pro day who's available. You don't want to be that guy. But what's going to happen, and shout out to North Dakota State for not understanding this. Y'all get y'all 1 or 2 players drafted and y'all think y'all happy. But what's going to happen for those schools that did not show up, I promise you, the owner is making sure that they scrub the barrel for everybody who was there. They are making sure that they don't miss on anybody who gets from there. You don't want to have a situation where you didn't show up. You need a middle linebacker or Mike or Sam, and there was one right there that ends up being a Pro Bowler. You don't want to be that guy. It's one thing to pick the wrong person, another thing to not even show up for the tryout. That's going to be the difference. And that's what happened with the call out. The call out is basically telling those teams, you're going to remember. And everybody's going to remember that you didn't show up and you had a Pro Bowl player get drafted one pick behind the guy that was busted. Or you spent your first round draft pick on this receiver, this high price receiver, and this seventh round pick, Pringle, is a 3-time Pro Bowler. That's what he meant. Which means they are going to be looking extremely close at all of the participants from the Pro Day. That's the difference. Hi, I'm Coach Simmons. Y'all have a wonderful day beginning to the week. I'll talk to y'all later.